Okay, so well, since I've done one of these, and as you can tell from the title, this is my In Your House 14 Revenge of Taker review. Here it is, the DVD, the Tag Classic. Let's get straight into it, shall we? It started off with the Sultan versus Flash Funk. Sultan became Rikishi in later years, and Flash Funk is best known as Too Cool Scorpio in his ECW days, and was he Too Cool Scorpio in WCW, NWA? I can't really remember. But yeah, this is a dark match. It was an alright match. The Sultan won. He was building up. He was going on a little push, really, wasn't he? But nothing really came of it, as we all know, in subsequent years. Then we had World Tag Team Championship match. Owen Hart and the British Bulldog versus the Legion of Doom. And I watched this last week, and I really should have reviewed it last week when it was fresh in my memory, because I can't really remember what happened in this. But I do remember that I think the LOD won by disqualification when Bret Hart, I think the LOD had just hit the Doomsday device and were just about to pin maybe Owen, and then Bret Hart ran down and interrupted the pin count, and then Owen and Bulldog got disqualified but came away with the tag team titles. They were trying to keep the LOD strong, but trying to get the LOD over. No, what am I saying there? They're trying to keep the titles on Bulldog and Owen Hart whilst keeping LOD strong. They were trying to keep LOD looking. I'm just saying the same things over and over again. You know all about the LOD. They've just gone into the Hall of Fame. Wherever they went in pro wrestling, they always wanted to be kept looking strong. So they didn't really lose many matches, especially cleanly. And this was another match that they won, but they didn't win the titles, because LOD are the kind of team that once you've given them the titles, you can't really take them off. Because unless you do it a cheap way, but then it just makes your champions look weak. So these are the kind of finishes that they had to do to keep LOD winning without putting the titles on them. Next up we have the Intercontinental title match. Rocky Maivia, who became The Rock, the most electrifying superstar in sports entertainment, who's got a match at WrestleMania 28 booked already. Stupid, but yeah, back to this. Rocky Maivia versus Savio Vega for the IC title. And this one finished on the count out when The Rock was counted out. The Rock went outside, and I think Crush hit The Rock with a heart punch, or he picked him up and dropped him across the rail. I can't remember which one he did. But yeah, basically The Rock was counted out. After the match, Savio Vega and Crush get into a bit of a pushing match, sort of escalating the demise of it. Well, not the demise of the Nation, but the split of the Nation, where it's split into three different sects. The Nation of Domination with Farouk and The Rock. Then you had the Los Boricuas, that was led by Savio Vega, who was in the Nation at this time, and then the biker gang, who I can't remember the name of at this moment in time, who were led by Crush. So yeah, it started that off. Farouk got in the ring and told them all to calm down, and they all did their little pose together. And early on, just before the match, they showed clips of recent footage, and the Nation had been fighting then as well. So this was all, as you could tell, the Nation was on a downward slope until it was about to go back up again later on when The Rock became leader, but that's not for now, that's for another time. Then we had Jesse James, aka the Road Dogg, versus Rockabilly, aka Billy Gunn. This one was a pretty rubbish match, if I remember correctly. They were both fighting, well, they both wrestled each other, because first of all, the Honky Tonk Man went up to Billy Gunn and said, will you be my student, my protege? Billy Gunn punches him in the mouth. So then next week he asks Jesse James, he asked the Road Dogg, oh, will you be my protege? Road Dogg punches him in the mouth and then breaks his guitar on him. A week later, Honky Tonk Man comes out and says, right, Jesse James, Road Dogg, you're going to get your comeuppance here. I'm going to get my protege to come and beat you up. Who is it? It's Billy Gunn. Why is it Billy Gunn? Billy Gunn has just battered like the Honky Tonk Man 2-3 weeks ago. Why has he all of a sudden decided that he wants to be his protege? I don't really know. I think Jesse James even won this match, so they didn't really even try and make Rockabilly look too strong by having him go flat down straight away. Next up we had a WWF Championship match, Undertaker versus Mankind. Now this is one of the most comedy matches I've seen ever. Mainly because, not because of the actual content of the match, but mostly because of a massive botch at the end where I think it was Mankind was supposed to have some flash paper, try and throw it in the try and pop it against each other so it was a bit of an explosion. Undertaker's then supposed to put Paul Bearer in the way, and then Paul Bearer's supposed to get it in his face. Well, the flash paper didn't work, and as he kept on bumbling with the paper and passing it around between each other, Undertaker then took it off Mick Foley, and then tried doing it a few times. Mankind even ran up to him in the face, and then it wasn't ready, so Mankind just sort of veered off a little bit. So yeah, it wasn't really anything good, if I'm being totally honest. It was a pretty poor WWF Championship match. The Undertaker won, I believe. I don't think he got a pinfall. I think there was another disqualification on this night, this is full of DQs and countouts, which is rubbish really. If I'm paying to watch this on pay-per-view, like $25 at the time, something like that, I wouldn't be happy whatsoever. But yeah, in the end, Undertaker manages to get the flash paper off in Paul Bearer's face, and then Paul Bearer hobbles to the outside. Oh, I'm blind, puts the jacket over his head. Rubbish. Then we had Bret the Hitman Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in a decent match, and just when Austin was about to win, I believe, the British Bulldog got involved and hits him with a chair or something like that, and it was just another rubbish ending. Then afterwards, Austin gets hold of the chair, attacks Bret's leg, and then puts the sharpshooter on Bret. The officials had to get in between them all, break them up. It was an alright match. That was probably the best match on the card, but if I'm being totally honest about this pay-per-view In Your House 14, I would have to say it was pretty rubbish. We all championed this era, we all championed the Attitude Era, but in all honesty, this was nothing great. In complete honesty, WrestleMania 27 was a lot better. Elimination Chamber was better. Royal Rumble was better. I'm guessing what's next pay-per-view, Extreme Rules. I'm guessing Extreme Rules will be better than this card, because this card just wasn't too great. So yeah, that's my review. If I was going to give it a score out of 10, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 10. That's probably the lowest I've ever rated anything. I'm not in a good mood in wrestling terms today. I've started losing my passion for it a little bit, getting a little bit bored of it. WrestleMania was a bit of a damper off things. I've still not seen the ROH shows from WrestleMania weekend, so maybe that'll lighten me up a little bit. But yeah, look out for my In Your House 15 A Cold Day in Hell review. I'm hoping to watch that one sometime today. On that card, we've got Rockabilly versus Jesse James, a rematch from this month's In Your House. It's the first one on the card here, so I'm guessing it was a dark match. So they went from being on the pay-per-view to being a dark match the next month, so you can tell where that storyline's going, right down the shitter. Then we got Flash Funk versus some dude called Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Never heard of him. Could he be special? I don't think he went on to do anything, did he? Nothing. No. Didn't have the best match of this year's WrestleMania, did he? Then a gauntlet match, Ahmed Johnson versus Nation Domination. That must have been the blow-off match for Ahmed and Farouk. Then we got No Holds Barred, Vader versus Ken Shamrock, and Undertaker versus Austin for the WWE Championship. And with that, I guess I'm out. Comment below, have you seen this DVD? Have you seen this pay-per-view? If you have, what did you think of it? If not, you're not really missing anything really. So yeah, with that I'm out. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe up there. See you later.